Guys, in the previous movie, I explained a little bit about how you create your own movie and how you get yourself from one version to another version and how it technically works symbolically. We've explained with movies and so on. Now I am going a bit further about the path of least resistance. Path of least resistance. So, how do you get yourself from one experience in the 3D to another experience in the 3D, right? So, you have to transform your ego structure in order to change your frequency and thus you change your reality, right? Your frequency is what you see emitted on the reality screen, but yeah, you have to, if you are here, version 1, and you want to go to there, version 2, let's say you have a house here, and you have no house here, no house, then you have to change your frequencies, right? It's same like so you are a radio, your person, your ego structure. You can see your ego structure as a radio. So that takes the image from the image. You take your image with your mind from your higher self. That beams to you to your ego structure, right? That it wants to push into your ego structure and then emit on it on the 3D screen. That's what you see reflected on the 3D screen, right? Yeah, I see now this, so I must be matched to this. You see me, you must be matched to something somehow, right? That makes sense. That's clear. I mean, it's kind of weird to think about, but so let's say if you translate this to radio, this is the radio, right? With music, notes. How do you write a note? So this is music, and it's classic in the ether, and there's rock in the ether. You know. Whatever, and here is one person with a house and one with no house, right? No house. So you tune into something, one house, no house, and it is the frequency 110, let's say this is frequency 100. So you tune into the frequency 110 to see a house in the 3D. So you tune, if the rock is 110 and the classic is 100, you tune into 110 if you want to hear rock, right? This is how so it works with your ego structure. So you embody the future version with persistence and consistence, no matter what the reality shows. So sometimes the reality doesn't allow you to become that full version. I mean, if you have no house, you cannot sleep in a house, right? So there's a gap between here to there. So how do you get there? Let's talk a bit about this a bit further, because this is actually what most people find difficult. And here is why. Because they're not fully integrated the higher self. Because that is the task of the how. How. It knows the high. The higher self knows the how. And the higher self beams at you through excitement at any given moment. And your desire, of course. Yeah? Desire. Yeah? Sorry guys, soms een bit dyslexisch. Desire, and what does it mean? That that's also belief, of course. But that I'm dyslexic, but maybe I can change, manifest a new version of me about it. So, and I don't care. Maybe there's a reason for it. And another level, maybe just that it's okay to make errors, whatever is an error in the universe, right? So if we judge it, then we no, anyway. Well, let's stick to this. So this is the two things: the higher self beaming at you. So the higher self is also beaming at you any given moment, from there to there, right? Any given, every day. So let's say, an example. Let's say you walk on the street and you think, "Hey, I feel excited about talking to this person. Hey, I feel excited about going for a walk. Hey, I feel excited about calling this person. Hey, I feel now excited about making a movie. I don't know. I don't even know if people are watching it. I don't even know if it brings me the result to something. I enjoy my coaching. I don't know if this YouTube movie brings up a client, but I do know that it helps me to keep me in, as in today, right? It can change tomorrow. This is what I feel excited about, and I feel it's a nice thing to keep practicing my state of that coach, right? That I love doing. So where I'm going with that, so the path of least resistance, always follow the path of least resistance, because if you try to figure out, you're in the how with the physical mind, and the physical mind, your physical ego structure, is not designed to do the how. Why? Because the higher mind, let's say if you're this version 1 is frequency 100, and what I mean by frequency from the ego structure is your beliefs, thoughts and feelings. These have to change. You have to reprogram them to another version, thoughts, feelings and beliefs. Because the future desired version things feels very different. So thoughts, feelings and beliefs. So this needs to be changed. So you cannot use this ego structure to get you there, because this one is different. So you cannot use the classic radio to go to the rock radio, because it's just they have different instruments, right? They have different ways of playing, different ways of thinking, different so you can only get there really by following your higher self with these steps every given moment, every day, and you're slowly moving, or fast even, there. So what happens if you're following up your highest excitement? It's the highest excitement formula of Bashar that that leads to a path. So if you're following up your highest excitement, something happens during the day. Let's say, okay, you want a date, and you reach out to something somehow, something happens, and let's say you want to go on a date, and let's say you want to have the love life. Maybe it's an easier example, and then you think, oh, yeah, I'm going to a party, I'm going to talk to someone, and this woman rejects me or doesn't see me for who I am, right? Emotions comes up. You're going to think something about yourself. You feel all kind of heavy emotions. Are you still in that frequency of that love life at that moment? No, you're not in that frequency anymore, because you think you're maybe not worth a relationship. You're not good enough. You're a bit weird guy. Something else. All that stuff can come up, right? And then you're not in that state anymore. So what you want to do is, at that given moment, ask yourself what you must believe to be true to feel a certain way. So let's say I feel rejected because a beautiful woman rejects me. And then you can reframe that, and you can ask yourself, I feel rejected because of a woman who rejects me because, yeah, she makes me feel this. And then you can reframe that, and you ask yourself what you must believe to be true about yourself if you feel rejected, if someone rejects you. Yeah, because it always happened. And we agree with that, it always happened because this is what you believe it to be. Right, yes. And then you can reframe it again. You can ask yourself again why you still feel it. And you say, like, yeah, I don't know how to get rid of it. And then we agree with that, rejection has nothing so much to do with another person, but something with you, because it's a state that you're practicing. The whole world can reject you, but you can still feel not rejected. Some presidents, I mean, how many people Trump, how many people reject Trump? I'm not sure if you feel rejected, maybe deeper layers, but you understand that, you have to build that frame in yourself of not feeling rejected, because that future desired version is not not feeling that rejection of the partner, right? Or maybe, but you know, if you want to have the ideal relationship, you don't want to feel rejected by someone, right? So this is, you have to unconditional love yourself more, maybe, huh? This is an example. So this is how you shift on that day, and thanks to that negative circumstance that you encounter, what you perceived in the beginning as negative, you can transform, and then you have changed your frequency a bit, about you eliminated a bit rejection. So you maybe after a few weeks, 7 days or so, you know, dating a woman, you have changed maybe from 100 to 101, because you have eliminated some of the rejection energy, right? And then the next day you encounter something, maybe totally nothing related with the love life. Maybe you have to learn to receive. Maybe you give too much, right? And at some point you receive something from someone. Maybe it's not love, personal related. Maybe, you know, money from someone, and you feel guilty or something like that. You know, to receive something. And maybe in the love life you want to learn to receive easy, because, you know, maybe you haven't had a judgmental mother and you were extremely afraid for receiving, or you will be judged if you receive something, you know, always something like that. So then you have to learn to receive something. So maybe it's money or something, and maybe you have to learn to receive it. And if you learn to receive it, maybe you have that, maybe you feel guilt, and you feel guilty because to receive things easy, because, you know, this and that, you know, from the past, and then you maybe the next day you are 102, right? And then at some point, you know, and then at some point it crystallizes into matter. 9 out of 10 times you get even much better than you could imagine, as we talked before. But that's why I also want to drop that picture and let it go and keep following your highest excitement. And that's a path that doesn't look like, you know, I'm going on Tinder and look so much on that and go to all these parties. No, you see also that these, you know, that maybe receiving something else in another direction, nothing to do directly with the love life, but indirectly, absolutely yes. And this is how you transform your structure, and and materialize. This is very shortly explained. I'm curious if there are any questions. So the path of resistance brings up a lot of emotions and fears and so on. That's why it's also a bit of a path of anxiety. Excitement and anxiety is something that really is very closely related, right? I mean, let's say if you go, so if you did, let's say if you're in a job and you do not like that job anymore, and you think about quitting, maybe you cannot quit that, so you want to have another job, right? Job. And you're stuck in a job, right? Version 1 is stuck in a job, and so you have to unstuck yourself, right? You feel bored maybe, right, in version 1. And in version 2, feel free. Maybe you want to receive more money, more time. So this is all the vibrations you need to practice first. And now what happens? All these limiting beliefs comes up, and you will see that it comes from an old school system, or your religion, or an older way of religion form, or the country with the collective agreements that, you know, you need a job to make money, which is also it's just a belief. You know, some people are rich and don't work, so you can also become that if you desire. So, but yeah, if you do not believe you can do that, then you cannot also create a path to what's there, because you have to hold your future desired version. So my advice always, you know, find something that you can dream up as capable, realistic. And the further you dive in this stuff, more understand that, and not only intellectually understand so much, but I mean also can really feel, embody that as truth on a deeper level. So once you start doing that, you can really live that, and then the magic starts to happen. I just bought a funny thing. Let me show you. This is my new avatar. It's my wish lamp, so wish thing. So I have my wishes now on that list, and if you guys have any questions, if there's any questions, if people watching these YouTube movies, feel free to reach out to me or bring them in, so I make a few new ones. because yeah, because of this. All right, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.